Did you know that Nigeria's current president, Bola Tinubu, was almost stopped from becoming the governor of Lagos State back in 1999? And the person who made sure that didn't happen has just spilled the beans. It's a fascinating story of politics, principles, and a pivotal moment in Nigerian history. The man at the center of it all is Buba Marwa, who was the military governor of Lagos from 1996 to 1999. He recently revealed that he faced immense pressure from the military hierarchy to block Tinubu's path to the governor's office. Why? Because of Tinubu's deep involvement with the National Democratic Coalition, or NADECO, which was a powerful pro-democracy group that fiercely opposed military rule. Imagine the scene. It's the late 90s. Nigeria is on the cusp of a major political shift, moving away from military dictatorship back to democracy. Buba Marwa, a retired brigadier general, is overseeing this transition in Lagos, the country's most vibrant and politically charged state. He recently shared these details during a book launch in Abuja. He explained that despite being a military man himself, the people of Lagos had embraced his leadership. He felt a strong sense of responsibility to them, a trust that motivated him to ensure the transition to democracy was as transparent and credible as possible. Now, here's where it gets really interesting. Marwa said that the head of state at the time, General Abdul Salami Abubakar, didn't interfere with the election process in Lagos. However, others in the military leadership had a different idea. They saw Bola Tinubu's campaign gaining massive momentum. His popularity was undeniable, and his history as a pro-democracy activist with NADECO made the military top brass extremely nervous. So, they gave Marwa a direct instruction: prevent Bola Tinubu from becoming governor. They saw him as a threat to their interests, someone who had actively fought against the military government. This put Marwa in a difficult position. He had orders from his superiors, but he also had his conscience and the trust of the people of Lagos to consider what deed he chose to stand by his principles. In his own words, he decided to conduct a free and fair election that produced the most popular candidate as governor of Lagos State. That popular candidate was, of course, Bola Tinubu. Marwa concluded this part of his story by saying, "The rest today is history." And what a history it has been. That single decision set in motion a political career that would eventually lead Tinubu to the presidency decades later. It really makes you think about how one person's choice at a critical moment can change the course of a nation. Marwa also reflected on his 30-year military career, emphasizing how it strengthened his belief in a united Nigeria. He described the army as a place where a thin lines blur. He said, "In the army, intermarriage and close fellowship pushed us to look past ethnic lines and stand together as one." This perspective likely influenced his decision in 1999. He saw his duty not just to the military hierarchy, but to the principle of a fair and democratic Nigeria for everyone, regardless of their background or political affiliation. He stressed that no matter where he is in the country, whether among the Ogoni, the Bachama, or the Igbo, he feels at home. This highlights a deep-seated belief in national unity that guided his actions. To fully understand why the military was so wary of Tinubu, we need to rewind a bit. Tinubu's political journey began in the early 90s. He joined the Social Democratic Party in 1991 and was a key figure in MKO Abiola's presidential campaign. In 1992, he was elected to the Senate, representing Lagos West. But the defining moment came after the annulment of the June 12, 1993 presidential election, which MKO Abiola was widely believed to have won. This act plunged Nigeria into a political crisis. In response, Tinubu became a founding member of NADECO. This coalition was relentless in its demand for the restoration of democracy and the recognition of Abiola as the president. Their activism put them on a direct collision course with the military regime of General Sani Abacha. The pressure became so intense that Tinubu, along with many other pro-democracy activists, had to flee the country and go into exile. But they didn't give up. From abroad, they continued their fight, using Nadeco's international network to keep the pressure on the military government. It was a period of intense struggle and personal risk for everyone involved. They were fighting for the very soul of the nation. The political landscape changed dramatically with the death of General Sani Abacha in 1998. This event paved the way for the return of democracy. With the promise of a new beginning, Tinubu returned to Nigeria and dived straight back into politics. He ran for governor of Lagos State under the Alliance for Democracy Party in 1999, which brings us right back to that crucial election. His campaign was built on the foundation of his pro-democracy credentials. The people of Lagos saw him as a champion who had fought and sacrificed for the right to choose their leaders. This explains his immense popularity, the very thing that made the military hierarchy so nervous. So when Buba Marwa was given the order to stop Tinubu, he wasn't just being asked to sideline a politician, he was being asked to undermine the will of a people who had been fighting for years for the right to have their voices heard. His decision to defy that order and ensure a free and fair election was a monumental act. It was a victory for democracy and a testament to the idea that the will of the people should prevail. Tinubu's victory in 1999 was not just a personal win. It was a win for the entire pro-democracy movement. It marked the successful transition of an activist from the trenches of political struggle to the corridors of power. This story adds a new layer to our understanding of Nigeria's transition to democracy in 1999. It wasn't a simple, straightforward process. It was filled with behind-the-scenes drama, high-stakes decisions, and individuals who had to choose between following orders and following their conscience. Buba Marwa's revelation gives us a glimpse into the pressures and conflicts that were at play. It shows that even within the military establishment, there were individuals who were committed to the principles of democracy. His actions ensured that the governorship of Lagos State was decided not by military decree, but by the ballots of its citizens. Looking back, it's clear that the 1999 Lagos gubernatorial election was a watershed moment. It launched the political dynasty of Bola Tinubu, who would go on to serve 2 terms as governor and become a major political force in Nigeria. And it all hinged on the integrity of one man, Buba Marwa, who chose to uphold the democratic process against immense pressure from his superiors. It's a powerful reminder that history is often shaped by the courageous decisions of individuals at critical junctures. This story isn't just about Tinubu or Marwa. It's about the resilience of the democratic spirit in Nigeria. What do you think about this revelation? How does it change your perspective on Nigeria's political history? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. It's a story worth discussing and remembering. Thanks for watching. And if you found this story as compelling as I did, make sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more deep dives into the events that have shaped our world. See you next time.